But now I think we covered a lot for the NBA. When the NBA is now in the off season, a league that is about to leave the off season and enter the season. Basically, I would say within 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Actually, for me, when training camp begins, you have entered the season.
So it's a week.
You're basically
6
practicing
days.
now.
I think we got 6 days, the 28th.
Yeah, okay. But 2 teams reported today in person. They came because they're playing the Hall of Fame game. Those are the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, they're in Oxnard, California. That's where they do it. They do this every year. But I think so. Let's start off with the Dallas Cowboys training camp preview. We're going to preview 2 teams every episode going forward. So for this episode, we have the Cowboys and the Steelers. We begin with the Cowboys. The biggest takeaway I got from this, before I don't even have to go into the roster or anything about them, their record, their future, etc. When Jerry Jones was up there in his interview, he spoke as if, knock on wood, I hope his health is good. You don't want to think about any of this stuff. But the way he was talking, it seemed like something's going on or whatever, or he just fears his own mortality. That, listen, I'm 70, I think he's 78, right?
78.
78. So, he's up there. He's up there. You don't ever want to speak about this. You never even want to mention this, but it is what it is. That's just the way he was talking, that he does not know how much longer he has to win the Super Bowl. So he would give up anything to actually win it. And he says that, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to relinquish every single power and go get himself a Schneider from the Seattle Seahawks. He's not going to go get someone of that, like, he's not going to get a GM/VP or whatever you want to call them and give them the full control and let him lay back. Because it's just not about, he's not about that. He want to talk to the media. He want to be in the press conferences. His press conference was the first thing that we saw in the Dallas Cowboys 2021 training camp season. His press conference. What other owner have we seen? We saw Mike Tomlin for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know why? He's the head freaking coach. That's who we saw. That's the first Pittsburgh Steelers thing I saw this year for the 2021 season. Mike Tomlin addressing the media about his team this season. For the Cowboys, we saw Jerry Jones. And that's the thing. I don't know why his kids, I don't know, maybe his kids have told him this. His son, Stephen Jones, who's basically his partner in the draft evaluations or free agency or etc. But listen, I felt kind of bad for him, even though obviously a man's a billionaire. He's achieved whatever he wanted out of life. But still, he knows or feels. It's been 1995, the year I was born. Since then, they have not come close. They've made the playoffs 10 times. They've won a playoff game 4 times. That's pathetic. For the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, please. Chetan, your thoughts?
I mean, with the Dallas Cowboys, it's just, I mean, as a Giants fan, I
rank Dallas maybe 3rd, even 4th in this division.
I feel completely the same way, and you already know. I've already said it. If they go 0-17, I don't care.
Oh yeah, obviously that's not happening, but yeah.
Right, but in terms of just overall, the Cowboys, have they done enough? Right, we keep talking about everyone keeps talking about the Cowboys as, it's always we'll get them next year, right? But you re-signed Dak Prescott, who deserves all the money in the world, because we saw what that offense is without him and what it is with him, right? But yeah, and then you fire Mike Nolan, hired Dan Quinn. You bring in a guy like Keanu Neal. But your guys like Leighton Vander Esch, always hurt. As great of a middle linebacker he is, he's always hurt. Sean Lee retires, so you draft Micah Parsons to fill that void, and then you drafted 6 straight defensive players. I understand you're addressing a need, but you're putting all young guys out there in your defense and hoping that, a new defensive scheme and a new defensive coordinator can change everything. right? If Dan Quinn can do that, one, he deserves the bag, and two, he's getting a head coaching job somewhere after that, right? So it's like, I think this is what's interesting about the Cowboys is they want to win so bad that I think you're right at this point is Jerry Jones can't be part of the day-to-day activities every day like he is right now. When Al Davis was doing it for the Raiders is because he understood, the concepts, he understood the defensive schemes, he understood the offensive schemes. And that's why they succeeded in the 70s and 80s. But with Dallas, it's the same old story as, you let go of Jimmy Johnson because Jerry Jones was a little jealous that Jimmy Johnson was getting all this attention. Right. And then it looks like I hate to say it, but it's bitten him in the ass so many times that as a Giants fan, I just don't care anymore. Great. I want to hear it. It's the, Dallas is going to the Super Bowl this year. First round knockout. Can't win a playoff game. Can't do this. Can't do that. And I don't see it being any different this year. If they make the playoffs, they exceeded my expectations. That's all I got to say about the Dallas Cowboys at this point.
Well, then we get to the other team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And to be honest, I expect almost the same thing. I do expect Ben to be way better. I really felt a year away from that injury. He was learning on the job, and now he's a whole 2 years into it. Najee Harris, we are the presidents of the Najee Harris fan club. We spoke that shit into existence. He is a Pittsburgh Steeler. He belongs with them. He is a monster. He is only going to help them. But the offensive line did not get better. Their skill position players are still really good. The defense, you lost Bud Dupree. You just signed Melvin Ingram. Yep. So that's a very good value pickup. You get Devin Bush back. So the defense should be very good. The offense should be solid to above average. But even with that said, they're not better than Baltimore, in my opinion. Now comes, on paper, are they better than Cleveland? No. But can they win more games than Cleveland? Yes. But still, you're still in a 2 to 3 way. You're in that order.
You're in a dogfight.
Especially in the AFC where you have Kansas City. You have the Chargers getting better. Then you get to Buffalo Bills. New England, better with all their players coming back on defense and the additions offensively. And Cam pissed off. And Bill Belichick pissed off. And now Miami, they still have a really good team. Except we don't know about the quarterback position. And then we get to the Titans and the Colts. Yeah, two very good teams. Besides that, nothing else in that division. And then the final division is
the Aaron Rodgers watch.
And I'm not going to get there because that's complete speculation.
I mean, everything we're doing is speculation. So
that's true. That's true. If that happens, then they're definitely out of it. But still, and then we get to this division where I think we all agree Baltimore will make it as a division winner or a wild card. Regardless, they only improved. And then you have Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Could all three make the playoffs? Yes. But actually, yeah. So I would say Pittsburgh is in a better position than Dallas. They have a better team than Dallas. It's all on Ben. Is he still Ben? Decent, above average, good, great, Pro Bowler. What is he? Najee Harris being a monster, which we think he will be. You have Juju. You got him back. You got Claypool in year 2. You got
Deontay Johnson.
You got James Washington. You got Eric Ebron. You still got a decent O-line. Not David DeCastro is a huge blow. So I don't know. Charlie Villanueva went to your rival Ravens. So that O-line, listen, that's the thing that scares me.
I think last year, their offensive line was not great, right? And it was all masked by, Ben getting the ball out so quickly in all these quick draw in these quick draws and these screen plays, and he was getting the ball out quicker than anyone in the league was. And you saw it when he wasn't getting the ball out, he was getting hit, and that's when that 11-0 was not really 11-0. They got, I hate to say it, but they got lucky, and luck plays so much in the NFL. And I think as long as Ben is getting the ball out quickly and his wide receivers are not dropping the ball, and you got Najee Harris, who's an excellent pass catcher, right? We've never talked about running backs being excellent pass catchers coming out of the draft, but he might catch passes as well as he runs the ball. So, like, all of that plays a factor into this. But at the end of the day, I still feel like they're the third best team in this division. Like, there's nothing telling me that Baltimore is not going to win this division, that Cleveland's not going to win this division. And this defense, it only got slightly worse than it was last year because Bud Dupree, phenomenal pass rusher. And when everyone is healthy, we saw what they can be. They also masked all the issues that was going on the Steelers' offensive end. But now you have a veteran in Melvin Ingram. You have a veteran in Cam Hayward. It's not the same as when you're throwing out all the young guys out there. You still got T.J. Watt. You still got Devin Bush. You got Minka Fitzpatrick. You still have all those guys, but I don't think it's gonna look the same as last year, is what I'm saying. Can they still make the playoffs? Yes. Do I expect them to make the playoffs? Surprisingly, I'm gonna say I don't think they make the playoffs. They'll be over 500, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
Well, I think what we're both saying is neither of these two teams should be playing in February.
Yeah.
I think that much we both can say.